that's what I've done. I kind of get distracted sometimes, so I kind of I get sidetracked a little bit, and I make mistakes. Everyone does. I'm not perfect. Now these are the original. These are the original segments I took out my rotor. Um, when I originally did the segments, I had these separate segment sections. These are separate. Each one of these sections is different, so I can pop them out. If you look, there's a seam there. Now, when I went on to design the segments with the full population of laminations, I overlooked the fact that by putting segments in the middle here would actually create more traction instead of more repulsion, which is what's causing my drag. So this is the mistake that I made on the new segments. I actually extended them so they're actually longer. But that's not the problem, and the C parts are not a problem. It's the fact that I omitted the gap in the middle here. So if you look, there's a gap here. Now this gap is important because that's what gives me my reduced amount of drag on the system. So by having no gap there, now I went on to following the improvements that I made, I went on to make version 6, which is the one with just the C shaped laminations, well, nanocrystalline material. If I just put the phone in the stand a minute, I'll show you. Let me just get the phone in the stand. I'll show you on the computer what I'm doing, what I did, and yeah, so you can get an idea. This flipping, I hate this phone stand. It's so hard. It's hard to get the damn. Right, let me see if I can zoom in without messing up this stupid camera. Stop swapping over. I'm nowhere near the freaking camera icon, and it's stupid thing. What is wrong with this stupid thing? Streamlabs, you suck. I'm using my thumb now, right? So I've gone too much. I'll just back out a bit. So, right, that's version 5. So version 5 has all of the vertical bars lamination in them. Now, it was when I closed up the central section that I got the problem. So what I'm going to do quickly is remove that error that I've got. So if I go to this segment over here and edit it quickly, I'll fix the problem because actually I'm not sure if this is the one I want to be changing. Yeah, it is. It is. So if I take out these middle pieces like so, I'll go to X-ray mode. So this part is that I've just removed now was the mistake. So if I print more of them now, oh, I've missed that one. Right, so let me go back to X-ray because I've got some lines in the side that I want to be removed. Right, so just quickly, now that I've removed that error, what I need to do when if I print more of these in future is I need to print them with more laminations in these sides and leave this air gap in the middle. That will sort that problem out that I was having. So if I go back to the rotors now, all of the changes will be in the rotor segments, and go back to the rotor down here. We see that I fixed the problem, my mistake, but the trouble is doing it physically in the real world, it'll take me a lot longer to fix because I've got to remove all the nanocrystalline. I've got to remove all the nanocrystalline. Now this was, as I said, this was version 5. I called it that. So if I just save that now, right, now I'm going to show you version 6, which is the one with the C segments. So this is the one the latest one where I started to incorporate these C segment designs. Now I can see that I'll have the same problem with these as well. So what I've got to do basically with this is to also have an air gap on these as well. It might be a little bit more tricky to do, but let's just have a look. So I need to go across to my master segment. Basically what we need to do is edit the component, and I need to remove this middle one. So if I go to there, X-ray, because I can't see the lines inside, those are them down the lines that appear. Well, those are the vertical lines which have to be removed. Take that bottom section out. Now I should have fixed that one as well. Now I won't know until I print more of those, but now we've got a gap there in between. Now in practicality, what I'll probably have to do really is to move these two, this one and this one. I need to delete this one on the end and move these two to the left. So, but I'm going to leave that for now because the thing is I don't have to populate that one with nanocrystalline. Or I don't have to populate this one on the end with nanocrystalline. I can just, yeah, it depends which I decide to do. But these slots are quite bigger than the original, so I can get more nanocrystalline in this slot, for example, because the space, the gap between there and there is about 0.6 millimeters. So in theory, I can get about, well, maybe 4 or 5 nanocrystalline wafers in that slot if I want to, because the slots are quite considerably larger than the other one. So that is basically what I need to do to fix the problem. Now if we go back to the rotor now, you'll see that the changes have all been done now just by changing that one. I've changed all of them. So this is the dual rotor. As you can see, the dual rotor now has got all of them with the space in between, and that is what's important to reduce drag. That should bring it all back into balance, because remember, this is multiplied 24 times, because if you look at the segments, right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 12 of these on this side, and then there's 12 on this side. That is 24 times. So by introducing that air gap, I've reduced the amount of drag by 24 times, because the fact that there's 24 segments. So that should sort the problem out, because as I said before, a small error is multiplied. So any error, any design error that I might make, it might be small and insignificant if it's just one item, but this is multiplied by every single segment that's in the assembly and adjacent to magnets, because obviously when we go to the main rotor assembly, there's 24 magnets in here, right? So let's just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's this side, and then there's the other 12 on the back as well, which you can't see on this one because this is a single one. This is a single, but the dual has 24. This is a single rotor, as you can see from the side. It's just a single one, but on the dual it's got 24, so it amplifies the errors, right? So anyway, I'm hoping that by fixing that small mistake, that we now will have a more functioning unit. So I've got to save that like I did the other one, because this is, as I said, this is version 6. So I'm just going to save that. At some point I need to reprint those, but I've run out of filament, so all I can do at the moment is remove the segments, the nanocrystalline material. I just have to remove it from the middle section to leave an air gap. That's all I have to do. Well, it's a pain because they glued it, well, they were acetoned in place, so the acetone has melted the plastic and it's stuck to the bloody nanocrystalline, so it's going to be a frigging nightmare to get them out. It's not going to be easy to get them out unless I either stick a thin blade between the nanocrystalline material that's in the slots and wiggle it out, or I use heat or some other means to pull them out of the middle. Yeah, it's going to be tricky, it's going to be hard, but I can do it. It's just I don't like doing it, and it's no fun, because first of all, I've got to get enough of the material sticking out that I can grab my pliers onto it, because the trouble is it's recessed, and I hammered some of these buggers in, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to get them out. Anyway, so that's an update on the problem, and I've verified that that's the problem, because as I showed you, the previous ones that worked really well, as I was showing you in the real life, have the air gap there. And when I added this other section, I noticed quite a considerable loss in speed actually when I added these, but these have a bit more of a gap at the top and the bottom anyway. But yeah, it kind of worked, but it wasn't very efficient. And then I just forgot to put the frigging air gap back in. So now you know. And the C-shaped laminations are not really the problem, as long as they have a gap. So as long as I keep that gap in there, we should be okay. So yeah, that's it for now. Just wanted to explain to you what I realised I'd done wrong. So thanks for watching.